that Real Madrid last Friday had their makeup game against Valencia at the Mestalla, and they won. Last-minute goal for Jude Bellingham in this one. But it was all about Vinicius Jr., Alex, being sent off once again, now facing up to 12 matches, 4 to 12. I think it will come down. I don't think it's going to be 12, but that's what they're saying right now. Before I get to you, Clinton, I'm going to go to Alex because I feel a rant coming this way. So let me just get his opinion before, give him a chance here. Alex, what are your thoughts on all of this? Because I think we all have something to say. So let's try and get through all three of us. I'll start with you.
Yeah, I think, touching on the win as a whole, I think shows good grit from this Real Madrid team to, obviously missing the penalty, Bellingham, and then getting the goal at the end. But I think when you look at the Vini incident, it's a difficult one. Obviously, Ancelotti has spoken about how obviously we have to understand that the amount of insults he gets on a day-to-day basis when it comes to whether it be social media or when he goes on the pitch, and you take that into account. But I also do think that a player should be able to control himself not to push an opposition player. I think, I think you've got to think of your teammates in this case, and the fact that you're angry, yes, is understandable, and you want to react, but I think you have to think of the effect it will have on your teammates and the game. And if you push a player, you could be out for quite a long time. He's Real Madrid's most important player, arguably, in the forward line. And when you look at the potential ramifications, I think you have to look at it, and as a player, you have to learn to control your anger. But I understand that he will be angry, but I think you have to learn to control that anger.
Clinton, your thoughts?
This is a very difficult one. Each time it's time to speak about Vinicius Jr. Now, see, I just feel like Vinicius needs to go to some anger management course for at least 6 weeks. Because we can clearly see that, that young man, that arrogant person keeps coming out somehow, right? I understand that you might be going through all kinds of racial stuff, people insulting you, abusing you, or sometimes I feel like you also give them the reason to do it, yeah? Because he's not the only black player in Spain. He's not the only person who plays on the left wing. He's not the only most popular player wherever he is. Like, sometimes I feel like he needs to relax, yeah? There are some things you can overlook. There are things that you can just decide to ignore. It's not like when you look at the behavior he had in that particular game, I felt like he was extremely overreacting. Why do you have to... Bro, to me, it's just taking me back to my life in Nigeria, right? In my boarding school. And obviously, the environments where we grew up in, these are like proper rough environments where, people would use axe, they were using, we won't go extreme, especially when fights decide to bust out, right? And this is the behavior I keep saying from Vinicius. I say to people who watch Real Madrid games, if only you would see 50% of his behavior, real life on the pitch, that the camera does not tend to show you, you would even know, you would dislike the behavior even more. We only see 10% of Vinicius on the pitch on TV, and people are even complaining that, this guy needs to chill. People don't see the ones that the fans see. My man is just like, these are the things where you need to tell somebody, bro, you need to rest. You need to just relax, just chill, just let your football speak for you. If I was him, this is what I'm going to do. I'm literally going to shut people up with what I do on the pitch. My skill, my goals, my assists. This is what I would do. Instead of always wanting to find somebody to go and back at it. If it's not a ref, it's your position, or there's always something. And it's beginning to be irritating. Bro, I love Real Madrid. But you see this?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Let's take a look at what Carlo Ancelotti has to say about the situation, and then I'll give my 2 cents.
I think it's difficult to be Vinicius. I'm not him, but if I were to put myself in his shoes, it's difficult to endure everything that has come his way and everything that is happening now, all the insults and the like. So it's not easy, but he tries to be better, to endure it. Obviously, he's sad about the red card and has said sorry, but we have to look forward now.
I'm going to be really frank about this situation because we got to also wrap up pretty quickly. But I agree with you, Clinton. I think these are two separate situations. I think the racism that Vini receives from fans is absolutely unacceptable. But I think Vinicius' reactions and the way he plays on the pitch is a different thing. You can't tell me that he's facing racism and that's why he's diving on the pitch, because he goes down quite easily. Also, from my understanding, and I made sure to look into this, but the keeper from Valencia didn't say anything insulting. Like, I mean, he probably, you know, said something, but it wasn't about race. Players are going to talk smack to each other. This is football. This is any other sport. That doesn't give you the right to go and then hit him like this. I think the thing is with Vini is that we know this is Valencia. We know that they have a very bad past with the way they've treated Vini. I absolutely understand that. But I don't think that that means that Vini can go around and treat another player like this who hasn't given him any racial abuse, from my understanding, as we know of right now. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I think these are two separate things. Also, I completely agree. There are going to be really horrible people in the world always. And I think it's more of a La Liga needs to take action on that. But as a player, you need to leave it on the pitch.
Bro, listen, the truth about life is going to be life. You're not going to be the first black player on the pitch. You're not going to be the last. Listen, there are still black players in the La Liga playing. Are you telling me that why is Vini the only one they see? No, I've lived in Spain for a couple of months now. I've gone through racism, I can't lie. Like horrible ones. One day I'm going to speak about them. But it doesn't mean I'm going to start becoming a nuisance just because, you know, there are some people who don't understand that life have moved past. So there's nothing La Liga can do. You cannot change humans. Mm-hmm. Listen, tell me, are you trying to... How many people do they want to ban from coming into the stadium? He just needs to live with the fact that this is what life is about.
Yeah.
He needs to be an example to every other person who is fighting this whole racial issues. And the way he's going about it, I'm telling you, is so wrong. And it's not going to help him. Let me tell you what his behavior is going to continue doing. It's going to make it worse.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys for free, Vinicius' behavior to all these things going on with him in the La Liga, the whole whatever, is going to go worse with the behavior that he keeps putting up on the pitch.